All right, so we're back in the saddle here, just continuing to push our way to the south. You can see here the grade is a very well traveled here. Lots of nice ruts. The ballast isn't really an issue here. So I'm going to zip you ahead to our next stop here. Okay, so we're coming up to another area that at one time was a beaver dam, and there is a culvert here. The mileage is kind of hard to read. It says 123.2 something. The interest here though is again the deterioration of the grade. So you can see water is coming through, but you can see there's a huge hole that is opened up right in the top part of the culvert here, and that's going to continue to be a problem with this. You can see that it's kind of eating into part of the grade here, and just going to continue causing issues for the grade here. Okay, so we're gonna hop back up on the bike and just continue pushing our way to the south. So there's another culvert here, but there's no marker. There's a million culverts on this section, and we're going to be dropping down to take a look at a few of them. But I'm gonna zip you ahead here a little bit. There's a piece of a telegraph pole here. Here's another culvert, but again, there's no marker. So you'll notice here that we do have a little traffic ahead of us. Past this gentleman on the way north. It's not often that we encounter people on these rides. Particularly today's a Friday, so it's usually a little quieter. Okay, so I'm going to stop here, and then I'm going to scooch around this vehicle here, and then we'll resume our recording. Okay, so we're back in the saddle here, and this is where things start to get a little on the interesting side. Now we start getting into the section where we start getting a lot of embankments, and there's lots of little sort of tributaries. There's a lot of little creeks and streams and stuff that flow eastward into what is called Lake Helen. So right here, basically the Nipigon River comes down from Lake Nipigon, and then what ends up happening is it widens out and forms Lake Helen just above Nipigon, and then it narrows back down again, and then goes back to being the Nipigon River. So here you can see the mileage marker. So there's a culvert, and we are going to go down and take a look at this. So you can see it says 123.89, and again, that is the mileage on the Kinghorn. And so if we 123.88, so if we convert that, it becomes 124.18, 74.18 on the original lines. Okay, so we'll drop down and take a look at what's going on there, and then we'll just continue pushing our way south. Okay, so we've made our way down from the grade, which is up there with, I don't know, we're probably about 20 feet down or so. So we're standing just above this creek, which you can see is frozen over. Again, you can see all of this gray sort of clay silt that's kind of splattered all over the place. Must be a very common type of till that's in this area. So here we can see the culvert. It's not an older style concrete one. It's been replaced by a metal one, but it does have the concrete collar on it, and you can see it's been here for a while because there is quite a large amount of moss growing on the top. It is cracked down the middle. So we're going to jump the grade and go take a look at what's happening on the east side. Okay, so we're down here on the east side of the creek crossing. You can see there's actually quite a bit of water flowing through this creek, and again you can still see quite a bit of snow and ice on this side. So this side is a bit of a mess. You can see that the concrete culvert collar has been cracked and displaced. You can see here that it's kind of been separated from the culvert itself in here, and then you can see that there's been all kinds of erosion that has happened. There's kind of a bit of a valley that has developed in here. I don't know if I can get a bit farther in here. It is messy. It looks like they've dumped ties and stuff like that in here to help stop the erosion. But again, this is another spot where as time goes on, this is going to continue to weaken and eventually collapse. Okay, so we're going to jump back up on the grade and just continue pushing south towards Nipigon. All right, so back in the saddle here, after taking a look at that culvert, there is another culvert coming up here. Again, like I said, there was just a million of them, and I must have gone up and down the sides of the grade here like a bazillion times. Like I'm pretty winded from doing that. This one, the marker is hiding. It's right in behind here. I believe it's a modern culvert. The mileage was kind of hard to read on it, but that's not really important because we actually have a milepost marker that's coming up here in a second. So I'll just zip you ahead to that one. And so you can see the milepost marker right here. There's another culvert. And the hard part that I'm having is I'm trying to remember which ones that I went down to take a look at. This one was illegible. I couldn't read the mileage on there. You can see it's really clouded over now, which is good. But when it clouds over, it gets really chilly. It's about 3 Celsius. It's a very cool early May day. There's occasionally little snowflakes that are coming down. So here you can see the milepost marker, 124, and again that is the mileage on the Kinghorn. And so for the original lines, the Canadian Northern Nipigon Subdivision and then the Canadian National Railways Dorion Subdivision, that would be 74.3. Okay, so just going to continue plugging away here. We have another, as I was saying, I mean, one of the problems I have, I don't even remember where I've stopped so many times to check things out. I don't remember what ones. You probably heard me say on previous occasions that how I work these hikes is that I'll go in one direction, in this case north, usually it's east, and then I go back in the other direction. And when I'm going on my upbound journey is where I stop and take pictures and I record. I go down and I record all the little segments, and I've done so many of them that I don't remember where I stopped and where I didn't. There was just so many stops that I made along the way. It was ridiculous during this section here. So there's the marker, and I'm trying to see if I got a mileage count on that one. 124.07 on that marker. Now the question is that was this one of the ones that I dropped down and took a look at? Okay, so we've made our way down from the level of the grade, which you can see way up above us there. We're on the west side. We're probably a good 20-25 feet down. And so what we have here is kind of a very unusual thing. It's a more modern culvert, but you can see that it's been encased in concrete. It has a concrete collar to it. You can see there is quite a bit of water that's coming through here into this creek. You can see that there's been quite a bit of undermining of the area underneath the culvert just by the water action, and that's resulted in the collar kind of cracking. And so eventually what's going to happen is basically it's going to continue to undermine and could potentially lead to kind of a failure of the culvert here. The culvert itself actually looks like it's starting to rust through on the one corner there, so potentially some trouble ahead for this culvert. Okay, so we're going to make our way back up to the level of the grade and just continue pushing south.